Hello everybody, welcome to Torment, Tides of Numenera. I didn't like that one very much. In any case, last time we were talking to this crazy old dude in knight's armor, and he has a little flying contraption here I wanted to steal, but can't quite get that. Let's look at our map, get a little update on what was going on. We had just explored this entire fucking area, which took quite a bit of time. I think I split the episode up into 2 bits. We're going to try to head over here to this big glowy thing, and I think to do that we have to go to Cliff's Edge. I believe Cliff's Edge was the dangerous area, so we might quickly do an about face and run backwards, but I think we're going to try it out. Can I see other places in this map? I don't think I can. Like, I can't get to other parts of the city on this map. Because I was wondering if that first area, if there were other places I could have visited first. Because I'm kind of worried Cliff's Edge might be the end. But we'll take a little peek, see if I don't like what I'll see, we'll run the other direction. So, funny story, the game does not seem to want to load Cliff's Edge. I've tried twice now to go into it, and it will do a loading screen, and when it gets out of it, there's just blackness and a pointer, and I can't, like, even exit out of the game or anything. So we're just gonna go and hope there's other things to do besides Cliff's Edge. Maybe that's where the game ends. I don't know. I think it's just a bug. I think maybe if I do other stuff, like reload this stage, or go at Cliff's Edge from a different direction, it might work. So that's what we're gonna hope for. But yeah, this is still way early. We still got like another half a year before this game actually comes out. So very buggy right now, as you can see, which is kind of shocking actually. I guess getting rid of bugs is like the last thing you do, but I feel like this game was supposed to be released by now, so it shouldn't be this buggy. But as you can see, like it looks like a real game. It plays like a real game. It's just not complete. Which I guess is what they said. So I'm just kind of blathering because there's not much going on right now. So how are you guys doing? Well, I mean, it's the middle of summer, there's not a whole lot out. Overwatch, playing a ton of that game. No Man's Sky comes out like next week. I think that game is gonna actually be really bad. I know there's a lot of hype for it, and I'm somewhat hyped for it, but I think everyone's gonna be pretty disappointed in it. I think it's gonna be a very shallow game. Just throwing it out there. All right, so there's a little bit more over here to explore. I think geared. Wasn't quite ready to finish this playthrough just yet. That would be very quick. Okay. I don't know why I hit that button right away. Got a whole bridge and people down here. I'm not going to talk to anyone just yet. I'm just kind of scoping it out, seeing where these lead. And I'll be sure to come back in a sec. Auto Chithon. Man, we're meeting all kinds of strange factions. And oh yeah, and there was that, like, what was it, the Undercity or something? Underbelly. Underbelly? Okay, so there's another way to Cliff's Edge, so that's good. Let's see, Saga's Town person. No. So I guess we'll hit up Underbelly before Cliff's Edge and hope by the time we go through all that, Cliff's Edge is actually working. Shut up. Don't you blather at me. So since we're going to do this last, I'll make sure to see if any of these people are someone worth talking to. It doesn't look like it. Okay, no. Then what's down here? This is just buildings, which we haven't seen a ton of. You know, we haven't really seen many places where people live, unless I've just been completely blind to them. You can read that if you want to. If it was long. There's this really interesting thing that we ignored as well. Oh, I didn't even see this guy earlier, Devourer of Wrongs. Man, that would be really interesting. It'd be really cool if I went up there and clicked on him. Killinor, oh, it's a market. Okay, cool. We haven't seen a market yet, have we? Okay, let's just see if there's any other area over this way before we visit the market. No? Oh, okay. We've got Tolmager, who looks like a slaver guy. Maybe we can buy a slave. That should be fun, right? Super fun slave buying? Or not. Maybe there's a button we can press and this thing will, like, drop out from underneath them. Whoa! As you approach, the wild-haired woman eyes you speculatively and whispers something to her companions. They burst out laughing, and a slight smirk plays about her lips. A breathing mask dangles from a cord around her neck, and you can see where it has cut permanent grooves into her face. She ruffles her hair, messing it still further, and sings out, "Come to buy a slave, cast off! If you've come to me, you must want something of the sort." Maybe. What do you have to offer? She scowls. "Right now, nothing. I've sold most of my stock, and then, well, let's make a deal. I know who, or at least what, you are. I've had dealings with cast-offs before. I've got knowledge about your kind that might be useful to you, but it comes at a price." What's the price? "One of my wards has run off. She's taken a head wound. Not my doing, I assure you. And I've been watching after her. I don't know where she's gone, but I suspect she's headed to Cliff's Edge. Plenty of our other urchins clamoring about the place, and she'd find it easy to blend in. Sadly, my troop and I are detained here, so we can't go ourselves." Scan thoughts. These lock nibbers are tired of hunting her. Damn girl hides well. Too well. "She's a scrawny child, name of Rin. Head wound, but it's covered by dark, curly hair. Has a little necklace around her throat. Babbles about her gods. Go get her for me, and I'll tell you what you want to know." Answer a few other questions for me first. She sighs. "Fine. Can you tell me about the Order of Truth?" "You want to deal with them? Be my guest. Those pompous Aeon priests are up by Government Square. Think they can unlock the secrets of the past, they do. But they're not focusing on what's most important, which is creating for the future. Like us slavers, we just create. They say they're studying, learning, but the fact is they're not doing anything useful. Don't let them tell you otherwise." Alright, sure, whatever, buddy. Cult of the Changing God. Her lip curls. "Delusional meaning seekers. They spend their time chasing their imaginary deity, ignoring what it means to be alive. Ooh, what has he done now, they say. Can I tongue his divine arse? As if knowing his life makes theirs any better." "I've studied his life provides meaning to theirs. Who are you to judge? They're misguided. I'm with you. They seem like horrors to fame and power." "Ha! A cast-off who sees past the trappings of imagined glory. Who would have thought?" She leans in. "Don't think that this endears you to me. We've got the same opinion. So what?" "Well, I was just about to say the same fucking thing, you big-ass slaver bitch. I was going to say, yeah, man, I'm kind of surprised I agreed with some slaver on this topic, but then she beat me to it, proving she's an awful human being. Let's ask about slavery in Saga's Cliffs." "It's not so bad. Not horrific." Isn't that something you always want to hear when you ask someone about their job? It's like, hey, how does what you do contribute to society? And it's like, well, we don't murder everyone. Almost no one sells them for parts anymore. Fact is, most of them go down to the Bloom, where they can work off their debt to society by opening a mall or two. It's not a forever thing. It's a punishment. See, we're doing good. Alright, that's enough out of this dum-dum. So we got the slave quest, which obviously we're not going to do. I don't know, I might, since this isn't my real playthrough. But I feel like... So I want to do things that I wouldn't do in my normal playthrough, as well as skipping some things that I would do. But the problem with doing some things I wouldn't do in my playthrough, and what's going to be my real playthrough, is that, like here, she's going to give me information if I bring that slave back to her about me, which might reveal stuff I wouldn't otherwise know. So it's an interesting... Oh, I'm frozen. She did not like my ramble there, so she's decided, okay, now we're back. Don't know what happened there. Took a little nap, I guess. Like, bored her to death. Zalfi the sculptor, you seem interesting. This portly man's cracked and bleeding hands are always moving, picking fretfully at his thick lips, running through his thinning hair, or molding aimless shapes in the air. His clothes are marked with paint, dust, dried blood, and clay. That is a terrifying description of a human being. His eyes brim with frustrated tears as he studies the strangely familiar sculptures arrayed about him. A soul like slivers of ice, he mutters. Fingertips long, shriveled, sharp. Screams, trapped in flesh. She holds him in place. She's killing him. He's not looking at her. Why isn't he? Afraid? No. He claws absently at his sparse beard. What am I not seeing? What am I missing? Scan thoughts. Who was he? What was he feeling? With that, I can do nothing. A potential customer. What? No, you're not. Effortlessly drawing you into his self-directed tirade. No one wants these. They're honest, but ugly. Death pulled from dead stone. He coughs a cloud of dust. And I wouldn't sell it to anyone in any case. Not even for a tuft of bread. None of them are worth buying. None of them are right. I am Zalfi, stone carver, sculptor, divine painter of living eyes. And in this challenge, my greatest work, my talent has finally abandoned me. Isn't that always how it goes, Zalfi the sculptor? He sweeps a scornful hand at the sculptures. Behold my art, wanderer. Witness these dull stumps, these crude replicas of a sublime beam. What is it you think I've made? Me? I am betting you're making cast-offs. Let's see if I'm right. Let's go for the one, because I don't actually care too much about this. Alright, whatever. Don't care. Failure. You study the sculpture intently. Memory teases your mind, but leaves you empty. Zalfi entirely misinterprets your long silence. God, it's even worse than I thought. You can't tell what you're looking at, can you? I'm not going to do those stupid guesses. And why should you? Zalfi says with gloomy satisfaction. I barely understand it myself. The only purpose these sculptures serve are as tombstones for my once monumental talent. Zalfi kneads his eyes with his fingers. It is meant to be a portrayal of a man and the amorphous predator that devoured him. Ooh, what was the thing called that's hunting me? I don't remember. The sorrow. You stare at the sculptures and memory immediately clicks into place. This towering thing is the true form of the creature that pursues you. Zalfi has sculpted the sorrow. So I ended up remembering what I couldn't remember earlier. It was just less colorful that I didn't remember it. So that's interesting. Because we come to the same conclusion no matter what, right? That is the sorrow. I saw this creature on a cold night not long ago. Smoking cornas of blackened light drew me to my window, Zalfi says, shaping the scene with his palms. And there, on the street below, was she, gripping a man in her talons. Before my very eyes, she ripped his essence from him, leaving him a steaming husk. He drops his hands. But what do you care? You don't grasp the importance of capturing such a subject. No, I don't. That monster doesn't deserve to be immortalized. You think I'm trying to sculpt the killer? He says, and then immediately corrects himself. Of course I am. I've succeeded, in fact. But you've said it yourself. How could anyone forget such a lethal creature? Apparently I did. No, the source of my ruin is the damnable man! Zalfi points a trembling finger at the faceless human cradled in the statue's talons. A charred, oddly familiar pattern etched on the stone head. He stared eternity in the face and did not blink. But he will be forgotten unless I capture him here. And I cannot do that unless I know what drove him. Zalfi swallows. The moment he fell, I ran for the street. But the Dindra O'Her claimed his body and took it away. Probably to their foul chapel and underbelly. Now I'll never know who he was. Okay, so that's something we can look for when we go to the underbelly, the Dindra O'Her, and see if what's up with this dude who's probably a cast-off. Dindra O'Her probably are like those guys in the first Planescape Torment, where you wake up and they're all like these Mord guys. I don't really remember what they were doing. It's such a long time since I played that game, but I imagine they're pretty similar. I believe their name was somewhat similar too, but I could be completely wrong. That's the fun of this, isn't it? Alright, let's question him about the creature. What a surprise, Zalfi says with a ragged, scornful sigh. Yes, let us ignore the incandescent flare of the stranger's brief life and focus on his murderer. She's so much more glamorous. Well, no, dude, she's hunting me, so I want to know about her. Chill out. He grips his sparse hair as if it's going to fall out and glares at you. That's what you want, isn't it? That's what everyone wants. Scan thoughts. Like so many, she wants flash and flourish. but humanity is what truly inspires. The creature is hunting me too. I need to learn everything I can about it. Read a book, then. Pester a scholar with your questions, for all the good it will do you. And when the beast claims you as well, spare a prayer for the artist who will drive himself into a grave trying to capture your final moments. Man, that was unnecessarily harsh. Shh, you son of a bitch. If I learn anything about your subject, I'll let you know. We'll learn about Dinjo or her eventually, so I'm not going to question him about it. I think it's just going to end up being redundant. Looks like we can't actually buy anything, unless these generic merchants will sell me something. I'll check in a second. We still haven't checked out these tides. I don't know if I'm missing a button. Oh, there's one with a name, so I assume these guys I can't get anything from. Yep. Everyone's out of stock. We have Kellanor and Paha here, and we have Jerem. Wait, was this Jerem? Yeah, that was Jerem. And we have Prain? I can't see that in the grass. Prala? Prain? Something. I can't see it with the background. Alright, we will talk to these guys, and then I will think we will call it a day. In the shadows cast by the folds of this merchant's cowl, you glimpse hints of verdant chitin, and I've never known how to pronounce this. I've only ever read it. I've never heard anyone say it. I think it might be chitin. And amber mandibles erupting from pale human flesh. Her voluminous robes cannot hide the fact that her movements are off, as if too many joints inhabit too little space. Uh-oh. I don't want to talk to this person. Can we see here? She has little, like, bug hands. But her voice is a warm, tumbling flood of spoken thoughts and impulses. A warm, tumbling flood of spoken thoughts and impulses. A fair afternoon to you. Warm, isn't it? Something begins humming in one of her many pockets, and her brilliant, multifaceted eyes flicker toward an invisible point in the distance. Well, not as warm as it could be, but this is the warmest minute of the week by a considerable margin. She trails off, but the hum continues. Oh, you have one of those tattoos, too. Anyway, can I interest you in some prime artifacts, dusty relics, Numenera of uncertain origin? Is she a cast-off, then? Scan thoughts. She looks like a pale woman. No, you're right, Birdie. Not looks. Smells. So, this seems to be saying that she can only smell me, and by that, know who I am, but then she gets confused and thinks it's what I look like? I don't know. I've never visited the city. You appear to be transforming into an insect. I'm looking for someone who can repair a complex machine. You said someone else had my tattoo. Who? Oh, right. A pill lady. She wanted me to fix an artifact of hers, but I couldn't make any sense of it, and that is rare, believe me. Prada sighs. I felt sorry for her, to tell you the truth. She seemed sad, like she lost something and was never going to get it back. Scan thoughts. And she wouldn't say what she'd lost when I asked her. I know I could have helped. Can you repair my complex machine? Ooh, I'd love to. Complex machines are my favorite, but no, I shouldn't. I'm really behind on work orders this month. This may surprise you, but I'm very easily distracted. She shrugs beneath her robes. You're better off with someone else, sorry. That's not... not fair. Why does no one want to help me? Guys, come on. You appear to be transforming into an insect. I know! Isn't it fantastic? I think it might be caused by the intermingling fields of the Numenera I used to organize my thoughts. Or the ones I'm selling. Maybe all of them? You never know how much a variety of ciphers will interact with each other. They are such fun! Tell me about the Numenera you used to organize your thoughts. Oh, it's simple, sort of. Parda pulls 3 tiny Numenera from her robes, a buzzing bird figurine, a green music box, and a circular spring. I have too many thoughts. If I tried to hold them all in one brain, I'd just stand and drool, you know. So each of these have slightly different purposes. Which one do you want to hear about? I mean, are you going to give me them? Because if you're not going to give me one, we might have the option to buy one. Okay, let's see. Bird figurine. Birdie's pretty simple. If I'm running with a great thought I don't have time to complete, I shunt it into her so I can pick it back up later. She does make everything smell like berries, though. Man, that sounds awesome. Music box? Jade Box is a tough old lady. If I'm rolling with a more complex line of thinking, I bring her up and she chomps the individual ideas and feeds them back to me. I try to use her as little as possible because she gives me headaches. No, what's the opposite? Head eases? Prada frowns. Anyway, they're worse than headaches because you can't go around thinking everything's alright. It's bad for your health. If you say so. Circular spring. That's Rounda. She's a bit scary. I can shunt a bunch of thoughts into her, but she doesn't process them. She just gives them back to me, slightly changed, and infinitely better than when they went in. Prada leans in conspiratorially. I try not to use her much, she whispers. It feels like cheating. Man, that sounds like a lot of fun. I would like all of those to play around with. Please, give me one of each. Prada flushes. I hate to say no, but I've had them since I was little. They're practically family. Aww. Can you sell me anything? Hello? Let's see. This is merchant inventory. Spray flesh. This tiny synth canister sprays a sticky gelatinous substance. When applied to wounds, this gelatin covers and seals wounds instantaneously. Boring. Buzzer. This small mechanical device was crafted to fit comfortably in a human hand. It uses a sling mechanic to fire thumbnail-sized razor-sharp discs. While these devices are sometimes made from scavenged Numenera, skilled artisans can craft them from raw parts, making them fairly common weapons, though still valued and dangerous. So, see, here's... I mean, this is a limitation... Hang on. Is this stuff I have? Yeah, I think those are the ones I have. So here's... And I guess this is a limitation of games. She told me these 3 awesome things that she had, which obviously you can't replicate, but... My point is, the only thing she's selling are weapons. And that's really annoying to me because, well, weapons and something that will heal you from weapons. I want something that interacts with the world in a cool way that does not involve violence. I don't think that's too much to ask in a game like this. But let's see if we can buy weapons. Value 5. What's the value of this? 5, okay. Sure. How much money do we have? I have no idea. Oh, there we go. I might as well get this too, why the fuck not? Alright, sure. Did we finish talking to her? Are you here? Can't pale woman? No? Alright, we're done with you. Enjoy the market! Alright, I think we will visit these guys next time. We'll talk to these 3, then we will visit a different part of the city. It's probably going to be the underbelly. And then I think there's just Cliff's Edge left, and hopefully it will work. I have no idea. I will keep you in suspense, because that will pretty much signal the end of the playthrough. I can't load there. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!